It's been 13 years since Mass Effect was released. There have been no true follow-ups until BioWare revealed at the Game Awards 2020 that it was working on the next chapter. Before that, however, we'll have a chance to revisit the original trilogy with Mass Effect Legendary Edition releasing in May. It brings together the original trilogy complete with almost all of the DLC in 4K and with big visual enhancements. In anticipation of the same, let's take a look at some of the best moments from the series. Major spoilers abound, so beware. Before we go ahead, please consider subscribing to our channel. We upload new videos every single day and your support really helps us out. With that out of the way, let's start. SAREN speaks, Mass Effect. Throughout Mass Effect, SAREN is the main driving villain, utilizing a Reaper ship to further his agenda. It's only when Shepard arrives on VIRMIRE and interfaces with said ship that the truth is revealed. SAREN speaks, proclaiming that before the Reapers you are nothing and that they are the end of everything. Unknown to us at the time, this first encounter and the news of the Reapers returning would herald events to come.
This exchange is over.
The choice on VIRMIRE, Mass Effect. For those who played Mass Effect at the time and didn't know what to expect, the consequences of certain actions didn't really set in until VIRMIRE. During the mission to destroy SAREN's base, Shepard must choose who to save, Kaidan or Ashley, while the other stays behind to detonate the bomb.
I'm sorry, Kaidan. I had to make a choice.
I understand, Commander. I don't regret a thing.
No matter your choice, the fact that someone could die and there was nothing you could do to save them had finally become real. Suffice it to say that this would give even more weight to the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2. SAREN and the GETH assault the Citadel, Mass Effect. As ironic as it was to see SAREN and the GETH attack the Citadel after its council was so dismissive, it was still incredibly shocking. This is the hub of major galactic powers like the Turians, Asari, and humans. To witness the destruction borne by SAREN and the GETH was quite the spectacle. Of course, it set up the catharsis of Shepard and its allies arriving to save the day, which was also pretty great.
Guard on my flank! We're going in!
SAREN dies, Mass Effect. On VIRMIRE, when fighting SAREN, the player can attempt to persuade him of his indoctrination. If successful, then SAREN will remember this on the Citadel. Shepard can thus try and convince him to fight off SAREN's influence. This leads to SAREN ultimately killing himself, and while not quite redeeming his actions throughout the game, you couldn't help but feel some manner of sympathy at how the Reapers got to him. That is, until he arose as a husk and needed to be killed again. Shepard's death in Reconstruction, Mass Effect 2. While BioWare kind of spoiled it early in the trailers, Shepard's death in Mass Effect 2 was still a pivotal moment. In one sequence, it showcased their selflessness in helping Joker survive, coupled with the helplessness of suffocating in space. When they were reconstructed and tasked with taking down the Collectors, it was obvious that this journey would be more than just a revenge mission. Showdown with the Shadow Broker, Mass Effect 2 LAIR of the Shadow Broker. The Shadow Broker is omnipresent throughout the franchise and had a hand in several heinous acts, from murdering Thane's wife to brokering a deal with the Collectors to retrieve Shepard's body in redemption. So when Shepard and Liara have the opportunity to take the fight to him, his reveal as a towering Yogg was surprising. Following the intense battle, Liara would assume the Shadow Broker's identity and aid in the war against the Reapers.
This is the Shadow Broker. The situation is under control. We experienced a power fluctuation while upgrading hardware. It disrupted communications momentarily.
However, we are now back online. Resume standard procedures.
I want a status report on all operations within the next solar day.
Shadow Broker, out.
The Suicide Mission, Mass Effect 2. Throughout Mass Effect 2, the Suicide Mission was hyped up as something big, a final destination of sorts where everyone wasn't guaranteed to come back alive. Not only did it live up to this, offering several sections to choose a suitable crew member for a task, but it felt like a proper raid on the Collector's HQ. From taking down their main weapon to navigating the Seeker swarms and eventually encountering the Human Reaper, this is still one of the most well-designed and impeccably executed missions in gaming.
Find another way. Releasing control.
Reaper Fleet en route, Mass Effect 2. No matter your successes or failures during the Suicide Mission, the ending for Mass Effect 2 hits you hard. Make it through without any casualties, and you're greeted with the revelation of the entire Reaper fleet on its way to Earth. Lose everyone, and a lone Joker is left to bury the crew while the prospect of Reapers looms menacingly. Either way, there's a feeling of trepidation, despair, and fear of what the future could hold. Shepard, Normandy, and QUARIAN fleet vs. Reaper, Mass Effect 3. The first Mass Effect showcased that a sizable force was necessary to down a Reaper. This was no less apparent in Mass Effect 3, but it was a much bigger spectacle. Fighting off Geth to reach the Reaper base platform, only to realize that it's an actual Reaper, escaping and desperately firing at it while priming an orbital strike, and going toe-to-toe against it so the QUARIAN fleet could target and destroy it. Everything about this sequence was simply phenomenal. KALROS destroys Reaper, Mass Effect 3. When attempting to disperse the genophage cure on Tuchanka, all kinds of Reaper opposition is in the way. Things get more serious when an actual Reaper shows up, and Shepard must avoid its lasers in one section while ensuring he's not crushed in the next. Upon reaching the Maw Hammers, however, KALROS, the mother of all Thresher Maws, emerges once more and drags the Reaper down to the depths. MORDIN'S Sacrifice, Mass Effect 3. Yes, there were some very specific choices you could make that ensured Mordin survived, while only being presumed dead, but many of us on our first playthrough only saw Mordin, someone always guided by logic, finally expressing his desire to cure the genophage and atone for his sins because it was the right thing to do. Watching him sing "I am the very model of a scientist Salarian" while sacrificing himself still remains one of the series' most heartbreaking moments. Killing Kai Leng, Mass Effect 3. Kai Leng is a cybernetic ninja and should be cool by default, right? Unfortunately, he's incredibly good at being hated. Killing Thane, stealing the Prothean 6 on Thessia, and wounding Miranda are just a few of his crimes. Eventually, Shepard and crew battle Leng in the elusive man's office on Kronos Station, defeating everything he can throw at them. After encountering a sneak attack from Leng, Shepard kills him and finally gets revenge for the Fallen. Liberating Omega, Mass Effect 3 Omega. While Aria T'Loak isn't the most altruistic individual in the series, she is one of the coolest. So when you're tasked with helping her take back Omega from Cerberus, well, how can anyone resist? From breaching the blockade to working with the Talon's leader Nyreen and ultimately galvanizing the station's citizens into rising up, Omega served up numerous great moments while also fleshing out Aria's character. Everything, Mass Effect 3 Citadel. Nothing says unabashed fan service like the Citadel DLC, and that's more than fine. Along with providing new areas to explore in the Citadel, along with an arena and personal living quarters, players got the chance to interact with all of their allies, past and present. Witnessing the ties that bind the squad and ultimately having one last send-off provided some genuinely emotional moments. Of course, having an arena and cheeky dialogues, not to mention seeing Shepard's horrible dancing skills, was also pretty great. Race to the Crucible, Mass Effect 3. Ignore the ending for a second and remember Priority Earth. As Shepard and his crew desperately battle the Reaper's forces, they're greeted by Anderson and make for the Crucible. However, Harbinger arrives and mercilessly lays waste to everyone. The extended cut even sees some of Shepard's squad mates being killed. Shepard is also hit and trudges on slowly, having to fight off even more ground troops alone while severely injured. It's one final testament to their struggle, and even if the end wasn't what anyone expected, Shepard's legacy remains immortal. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and we would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.